Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Why, hello there. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. We want to thank our newest Patreon member.
Yes, we want to say a huge thank you to John and also Doug. He upgraded. Thank you.
Yes, actually, there's been several upgrades. Again, we want to thank you guys for your support over at Patreon. We couldn't do it without you guys. We have another massive fire. This is at a California oil refinery. You know, as this statement says, America is under attack from within. It happens almost daily now. It really does. There's so much that happens just constantly. Contra Costa, California, the greater San Fran area, let's say. Wow, yeah, level 2 hazmat emergency due to the black, thick, toxic smoke billowing in the air. Think about all the toxic events we've had, too. It just never seems to stop. Of course, authorities are telling people to avoid the area if you can.
Well, you know, and I'm thinking about all the animals, too. They say they have to just come in and do that thing to them. And now all of these, and it's kind of a mess.
It certainly is a mess. Speaking of a mess, that crashed U.S. Army Blackhawk unit was responsible for doomsday readiness. Doomsday readiness. Does it make you feel? It shouldn't make you feel ready at all to face, at least, militarily challenges. And of course, not all the military is indicative of what we've seen lately, and we don't really know the cause. There's a lot of speculation going on as to what really happened. Obviously, they were out of position as far as the helicopter goes, flying at a height that they're not supposed to be flying at. And they had really, really hesitated to say who was the last person as far as the person occupying that helicopter. They finally identified now the female pilot of the Blackhawk helicopter as Captain Rebecca M. Loback from Durham, North Carolina. Maybe we could say a little bit unusual thing is, you see her over here, pictured in the White House briefing room, pointing out to somebody with a question. Very, very curious. Asked Cindy to feel into the energies here, and she feels something suspicious. I think we all kind of do.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's some sort of a planted type of energy here. I think it was highly manipulated. And then I also saw where they were saying, we found the black box. It's in perfect shape. I can tell you now the information coming out of that black box, I do not trust it. That's just my gut. I will not trust anything that comes out of this situation. It's just wrong. It's being fed to us, spoon-fed to us, and it's wrong on every level.
Yeah, and there's a lot going on. Meanwhile, the U.S. military was supposedly striking ISIS, Islamic State, in Somalia. It just feels like where we were hoping for a little peace and quiet, we're going to get just the opposite, is really what it feels like. Oh, by the way, NASA officials say a large asteroid could pass close enough to Earth within the next decade that it could strike the planet. They're giving a 1.3% chance of collision on December 22nd, 2032. It has an interesting orbit, which makes tracking its path challenging, but not necessarily alarming. Why? Is it because it's actually a ship and not an asteroid, as they like to label things, asteroids and temporary moons that come into orbit to stay there for 2 months and then leave on schedule? Yeah, tell us another one.
Yeah, I know. I don't like this one either. This one has a little air of almost like war to it. It's really kind of, the energy is not good in it.
So you're sensing, again, something that is more than likely a ship and maybe on an aggressive military mission.
It could be. I'm not saying it is for sure. I mean, they could be going somewhere else, but I am sensing aggression on this application here.
Well, we are in the middle of an intergalactic, interdimensional battleground. Check this out. We were talking about USOs. Look at this thing move. I wonder how fast this is going as you see everything moving in slow motion. And is it Nessie or is it some sort of underwater ship going really fast? Whoa, that is quick. Or is it just CGI? Well, again, you never know in this world.
No, you don't, but it sure looks interesting, doesn't it?
It sure does. Actually, everything is far more interesting than they have told us. This is a Mexican scientist, Pablo Enrique Garcia Sanchez, claims to have discovered this strange elongated skull with other artifacts in a hillside mine near Taxco, Guerrero, Mexico in 2022. The supposed skull features sharp teeth, and its sides are covered in some kind of geometric patterns that have been etched into the bone. Believes it belongs to some unknown culture. Well, kind of looks like it could dine on us. That looks pretty aggressive. Now, if I had to guess, I almost think this is some sort of carving or something instead of a real skull. But then I wouldn't doubt that, though it does have an embedded tooth there. It could be ornamental only in that it was a souvenir, just to say, hey, Ma, look what we found in the backyard. Again, it does sort of remind me of reptilians.
I don't know. On that one headshot where it's front facially in the front, to me, what hit me was a big old spider head. Just saying. I mean, it's really gross.
It is pretty gross. I wouldn't want to meet it alive, that is for sure. How about this guy? This tree is a spooky tree for sure. Look at that. I could see why some kids going home at night, if it was dark out, would think this was some sort of tree monster coming to get them. And here we have a little act of kindness. Baby humpback whale was rescued by a team of onlookers after being stranded on the beach. Yeah, I do think most people will do the right thing and help creatures and help each other. I think, again, it's just we're living in a system that doesn't want us working together. It needs us divided so that we're always at odds and fighting each other instead of supporting each other, and that way they keep control over the system. But you know who you could always count on. That's a given.
You can, and Rama and Sita would have a hard time being in a place like that, but they definitely would take the treats and the pets and the extra bed and the extra pillow.
Yes, and always send those extra prayers because they do matter. As always, guys, thanks for your support. Look forward to your comments. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.